Ici, Londres. Les Français parlent au français.
People of Western Europe. A landing was made this morning on the coast of France by troops of the Allied Expeditionary Force. This landing is part of the concerted United Nations plan for the liberation of Europe, made in conjunction with our great Russian allies. I have this message for all of you. Although the initial assault may not have been made in your own country, the hour of your liberation is approaching. All patriots, men and women, young and old, have a part to play in the achievement of final victory.
This is London. Late on the afternoon of D-Day, Charles Collingwood took his recording gear in a little 36-foot LCDP onto a French beach. Nearing the beach, the water was filled with floating objects. Part of a parachute, a K ration box, a life jacket, wreckage from a ship, shell case. Here is part of the recording.
This is Charles Collingwood. We are on a beach today, on D-Day. We've just come in. We caught a ride in a small boat that came in from our LSD loaded with 1,000 pounds of TNT. Half a ton of high explosive on this beach, which is still under considerable enemy gunfire. While we have been here, we have just seen one of the strangest and most remarkable sights of this invasion so far. Two great fleets of over 100 gliders have gone overhead, towed by C-47 transports, who are certainly proving the workhorses of this invasion. They've hauled them right over the beaches, and it seems as though the German gunners, amazed at this incredible sight, have stopped firing on the beach now because it's quiet here, and the second batch are droning over now. I can see them. They're casting off the gliders as they circle around over the beach, and the transports are circling around and beginning to make off home. Where they're landing, we don't know, because we're down here on the beach, and there's a seawall in front of us, and we can't see the land behind. This is the way the beach looks, which was hit by our troops about 12 hours ago, early this morning. It's a flat, sandy beach, like almost any beach that you're likely to see, and it slopes gently away from the shore, from the seashore, up to the dunes and then to the sea wall, which was the first objective of our troops and which they took early on in the game. Since that time, we have been able to bring in quite a bit of equipment. There are various trucks and jeeps and motor vehicles of all kinds here. There are also anti-aircraft guns. We've breached the seawall in various places and have set up guns there to defend against any possible enemy counterattack on the beaches, which has not occurred. A naval party has just come in from the shore and begun to unload our TNT here, which is taking a load off my line as well as a load off this vessel. And I asked him how things were going, and he said it was pretty rough still. I asked him how far the troops had gone on inshore, and he said that they'd got 5 or 6 miles inshore, which sounds as though they're making good progress. He said that the beach was still under considerable gunfire. The Germans had some 88s, which we hadn't been able to silence. These boys are apparently having a pretty tough time in here on the beaches. It's not very pleasant. It's exposed, and it must have been a rugged fight to get it, although as nearly as we can see, there is not a great deal of evidence of damage. Perhaps that's because it has been smoothed up. We can look on down the coast now and see this flat part of the beach which joins the water. And further up at the end of this beach, we can see another huge column of white smoke, which has apparently been caused by naval gunfire. Looking out to sea, all we can see of the vast invasion fleet which is assembled for us are the silhouettes of the big warships, the battleships and cruisers, which have been putting a steady bombardment against the enemy positions all day. We can also see a few of the transport, but the fleet of LCTs and LCIs and other craft, which we have brought and assembled back maybe 10 miles offshore, is invisible from us at this moment. They're coming back now, taking off more and more of this ammunition. We've got a captain here who's come by and is looking rather curiously at this gadget we've got. Captain, can you come over here a minute? Can you tell us how things are on the beach?
I don't blame you for taking me for a captain, but actually I'm a naval lieutenant. Sometimes when we get on these beaches, why, we get to look like all kinds of things, particularly after you take a few running jumps in the sand.
Well, Lieutenant, what's your name?
Well, I work for Rifle Network in New York City.
You do?
So that I did, and I don't think I ought to ruin your broadcast. Let's just let us say we dropped in and said hello.
Okay, well, how are things going on the beach there?
I've only been in for a little while. Some of these other boys have been there all day. And, Navy, Army word, it's rugged, matter of fact.
Is the beach still under some enemy shell fire?
The beach is being pounded by enemy shell fire, so we hope to have it knocked out in the near future.
Boy, those gliders that just went over were quite a sight, weren't they?
That was a very impressive thing.